Hi, it's KCCK's Culture Crawl. I'm Dennis Green, and my guests today are from the upcoming Riverside Theater production of Romeo and Juliet, the free Shakespeare series, returning to City Park. Adam Knight, the director at Riverside Theater, is here. Adam, welcome.
Great. Thanks for having me.
And we have two members of the cast as well. Dale Leonheart,
Who
portrays Juliet, and Mark Worth, who plays Romeo.
I am Romeo.
Yeah. Nice to have you both here.
Thank you.
Before we go any further, kind of set the stage for us here, so to speak, Adam, and not only about the free Shakespeare series as a whole, but also anything in particular that you're doing with this version of the show. Because as we all know, you can pretty much do anything you like.
You sure can. That's the beauty of Shakespeare and why he's still relevant to the now. Riverside has been doing free Shakespeare in Lower City Park since 2018. We opened with Much Ado that summer. And for the last 7 seasons, we've been presenting these great professional theater productions free to the public in Lower City Park. You just show up, no ticketing required. And this year, we're doing Romeo and Juliet. It was a great opportunity, I think, to engage with younger audiences, especially because a lot of high schoolers learn this play. I think we learned last year doing Julius Caesar that there's a real opportunity to engage folks who maybe wouldn't come if it was a play they weren't familiar with, but this is one that they will be. And it's a chance to finally see it on stage. A lot of our audiences have never seen Shakespeare before live, and it's a chance to be in the open air, to be in this globe-inspired space, and to experience the bard in a way that maybe his audiences would have experienced it then.
So last year, Julius Caesar was set in the 1930s.
Right.
So what period of time are you setting Romeo and Juliet?
Gosh, so many people have asked me this, and we're going crazy this year, and we're setting it in the Italian Renaissance.
What? What? The era in which it actually takes
the
place?
actual period in which Shakespeare set the play.
Boy, you guys know how to party.
It's a play that so many people associate. They know it. We've seen West Side Story, or we've seen the production that is, this group or this group, and making it very modern day. And I feel like it's a story that lets our imagination fill in the gaps. We're living in a time that has a lot of divisions. This play is about a time with a lot of divisions. And I think it's more powerful to let the audience associate that with what they bring into the park versus us telling them this is about X or Y.
So the two of you are the two leads in the show. Dale, let's start with you. Before we talk about playing Juliet, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I grew up in Northern California, and then I studied at Mount Holyoke College in Massachusetts. That's where I started acting. And then I moved to New York, was there for a few years, went back to California, and I'm here in Iowa City to get my MFA. I just finished my first year at the University of Iowa.
Okay, so we're going to have you to kick around for a while.
Yeah, exactly.
Mark, how about you?
I've been acting for a very long time now, since I was a little kid, but I'm from Delaware, Wilmington, Delaware originally, and I was out here for the Cure at Troy in February at Riverside. So it's great to be back, and
Yeah, that was an excellent show.
Oh, thank you
Very,
so
very
much.
fun, yeah.
Thank you so much.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
and just really great to be here and performing outside in the park this summer.
And I'm sure you spent a little bit of time in the actual space and have had a chance to see that it is, as Adam says, globe inspired. I mean, this is as close as you're going to get to performing as it was performed during Shakespeare's time.
I mean, that's where we've been rehearsing for the past couple weeks, and it's been really, really cool. just being out there when the sun's setting and everything. It's so beautiful. I can't wait for people to see it. I really can't.
What's your history with this play?
This is the first time I've done Romeo and Juliet. I read in high school, and I've done a few other Shakespeare works in my career, but this is the first time I've done it. It's been really cool to jump back into it and then just get to explore it from a new angle and from a new point in my life. It's been really amazing.
Is this one? Did you read this in school?
I
All of us did back in middle school.
In high school, I read it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and reading it now, I might as well be reading it for the first time, just with the new context of it and being in it and actually getting up and doing it is such a different thing.
Dale, same question. What's your history with this play?
This is actually my second go-around with this play. I did it years back. I also played Juliet, and it's been really fascinating to kind of revisit the role with more years under my belt. And also, the previous version I did was much shorter, very cut and trimmed. And I think that this has been a really nice opportunity to like luxuriate in the poetry and really live the full experience of Juliet.
I understand why sometimes people want to make cuts to the play for reasons of turning the show over, or just you don't think your audience is going to be able to sit for that long. But Shakespeare is the language.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel so lucky to say some of these lines and to listen every night. And every single night a new line pops up. And I'm like, wow, it's just beautiful.
You said that you're approaching it a little bit differently now because you're a little bit older than when you did before. So let's dig into that a little bit. What's changed for you in this role?
Yeah, I think maybe last time I was a bit naive and sort of blind to how wise and witty Juliet is and how much agency she sort of takes of her own life. She's very bold. I think she's one of the smartest characters Shakespeare wrote, and playing into that and leaning into that. And the relationship with Romeo, I mean, she's pretty bold with him and kind of matches his wit in a way that nobody else does. And I think I've enjoyed exploring that.
Interesting that at a time when that was, women weren't really allowed to be that. Now, of course, originally these parts were all played by men, so perhaps it was easier to get away with. But now, looking at it in the 21st century lens,
Yeah.
he was so far ahead of his time.
So far ahead of his time. Yeah, it's incredible. Really, really incredible.
Adam, bringing this production to the stage, of course, you've directed and probably performed in Romeo and Juliet before.
I was an amazing Peter.
Okay, all right. What changes from time? Obviously different cast, different location. This is the first time we've had it in Riverside for a while.
Yeah.
But as much as we love the poetry and the costumes and hearing those lines that we know that we've heard all our lives, but we haven't always heard them in context, what do you do to keep a play like this fresh?
I think just listen to what it does, listen to what it's telling us in this moment. I try to just be really present with the text and listen to also how the cast is responding to it. That first read through is so important to me. And our cutting, and we do cut a little bit of the play, but I would say it's a more fuller cutting than I think a lot of productions. I've never seen a production like ours that really embraces the community aspect of the play. That this is a play where at the end, everyone is complicit. Everyone has guilt about their role in this demise, and everyone is changed. I see a lot of productions that really focus on the lovers, and we've got amazing performers playing the lovers, and that is, of course, the heart of the play. But the play is also about a community, a society torn apart, two rival families, and this play, I think, does telescope out in a way that feels very of the now.
Right. That in another time we might not have focused on that quite as much, but you're absolutely right. It is the story of two people, but it's also the story of a bunch of people who can't get along.
Right. And
Yeah,
how
not
and
that
how
we
love,
see that anywhere.
yeah, and how love can transform that.
Opening Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
And running until the end of the month.
Running through the 29th. And as I mentioned, it's free of charge. Just show up. It's a great place to bring your family to bike up to. Free Shakespeare is free for audiences, but it is not free for Riverside. And we're really so grateful for our sponsors. Our lead sponsor is I'm On Communications, and we're also sponsored by Shuttleworth and Ingersoll Law, Oak Knoll Retirement Residence, Miriam Gilbert, Dr. Suzanne Stock, orthodontist, and of course the city of Iowa City.
There are always some ancillary things that you do. There's a green show.
Yeah, there's a green show. So every night at 7 o'clock, so half hour before curtain, there is a 10-minute play that's a fun and fast introduction to the world of Shakespeare. We're really just trying to make this play accessible. Our belief is that Shakespeare is for everyone, and the Green Show is one of those vehicles we use to acclimate folks and just have fun going into this play.
Yeah, we've not talked about the most important part of any theatrical production, refreshments.
Oh my gosh, the concession stand is amazing. We've got ice cream, we've got canned cocktails and wine. I love sitting under the Iowa sky, drinking like a can of rosé, listening to great Shakespeare. It's heaven.
This is one of my favorite summer things in Iowa, our little corner of Iowa every year. I look forward to it. And what a great chance to revisit this play that we know about. We certainly read it. I remember in junior high running around saying, "I bite my thumb at you, sir," because you could say that in class and they wouldn't get in trouble. But getting to see it all in context. Again, opening the 13th of June and running through the 29th, free, no reservations necessary, just show up. If people want to find out, though, more about showtimes and things like that, they can visit your website. Adam, what's that?
It's riversidetheater.org, and it's theater with an R-E.
Thanks so much for being here. Looking forward to it.
Thanks, Dennis.
Thank you.
You can hear The Culture Crawl live on the radio most weekdays at 10:30, on demand at kcck.org/culture, or subscribe using your favorite podcast player. Watch our videos on the KCCK Facebook and YouTube channels. Our producer is Lydia Kilgore. The Culture Crawl theme is composed by Vivian Shanley. I'm Dennis Green, and I'll talk to you later.